hey, you caught me drawing. I do a lot of that. And I hope you're going to be doing it with me today. So, what do you think about that idea? It's been a little while. Last time I was with you was last Thursday? Oh my goodness. Been a while, hasn't it? Okay, well, I hope you're ready to do some drawing. You're going to need a pencil or a pen or a marker or a crayon, or you're going to need a chopstick that you can dip in some ketchup and draw wherever you like. Probably your parents' favorite wallpaper. That's a good place to draw. All right, now we're going to be doing a You Draw It, followed by a Who Made That, where we'll talk about an artist from history, a nice one. I don't like to talk about the mean ones. And then we're going to do Animal Activity, which is where you suggest for me an animal doing something strange, funny, bizarre, weird, unexpected, and I will draw it in the time that we have remaining. So there you go. Alrighty. I really miss a lot of things these days, as going out. One of the things I miss the most is going to the library. And however, one thing that's nice is that we do get some outdoor time here in the backyard in North Carolina, where we have a lot of fireflies. But the season is ending and they're going to be gone soon, so you want to take advantage and enjoy them, right? Hey, did you hear the one about the firefly who got bad grades in school? He just wasn't very bright. Time to draw. Let's do it. Alrighty. Let's do some drawing. Now, hope you've got your materials, something to draw with, so we can get going. You're going to have to be able to do a straight line. Okay, I know you guys can do that. You have to also be able to do zigzags. Okay, and sometimes a curvilinear line. Like that. Could be an S curve, could be a C curve, that way, this way, that way. If you can do those things, you're going to be okay and you're going to be able to draw along. Now, I want to say hello to some folks in the chat before we get cooking. So, who do we have here? We have Cornell, Sam, Steven, Clever, Graphique. Cool name. Graphic design, Graphique. Sorry, who else? Daniel. Nice to see you, Daniel. Kathleen, hey. Yeah, you like that joke, huh? They get worse, believe me. Okay, now we're going to do some drawing. So grab your utensil and let's get cooking. All right, first things first, you're going to want to start with a vertical line. So here we go. I'm just going to go down like that. All right. Now, when I'm drawing on a screen. I'm trying to draw kind of big so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you're doing these at home on paper, okay, I would say that this line that I just made shouldn't be longer than maybe 3/4 of an inch, something like that. Maybe 2 centimeters, okay? Just to give you an idea of scale, yeah? All right, I hope that helps. Now, we're gonna draw a line the same length, okay? But I'm gonna draw it off this way. And I'm not gonna draw it perfectly horizontal, a little bit of an angle to it. Watch this, just like this. About like that. Now, yes, I did draw it a little longer than that first line, but don't worry about that. You draw it a little shorter, a little longer. What's the difference? It's gonna look fine. These drawings are designed to look good no matter how you slice it. Okay, now, here comes a nice curvilinear line. Remember those? All right, curvilinear line. It's gonna look like this. And we're gonna stop there. Now you notice that this is curved here more severely and then it kind of slopes that way, right? A little bit of a slope in that direction, kind of finishing on a diagonal like that. Know what I mean? Okay, next step. We are going to do another curvilinear line. Now watch this one carefully. It's going to come out straight, and then it's going to do a little curve at the end. Watch. Come straight, and then curve it down like that. And now we're going to do another straight line. It's going to be a short one. Here it comes. Straight. Stop for a moment. See that? We'll pause. And then I'm going to curve it up to about here. Now, if you need to make yourself a little target, you can put a little dot like that, right? I know that's tiny. Zoom in so you can see that. See that little dot? Good to give yourself something to aim for. Watch this curve. Curve and stop. Just like that. So far, so good. All right, now before we move on, we're going to want to be doing some measuring. All right. What? There's math involved? Oh, yes, there is. Sorry, folks. Okay, I want you to look at this distance from here to here. All right. And I want you to double it. So you come down to about here. And you say, all right, here, right? This distance here. I'm going to come down to about there. Okay, good. And then I'm going to add about another half. Okay, so about there, right? See what I did? I went from here to here. Okay, kind of double that. And then come down about half. And that's where I'm going to make a little mark for myself. It's telling me this is where I need to be. Okay, now I'm going to travel to the left. And I'm going to look at this, the end of this line here, this last curve we just drew. And I kind of travel straight on down, all right, to about here. Right, so down and then to the right slightly. And I'm making a line or a little mark for myself that is level with that one. So we went 1 and a 2.5, right? And then we came straight on down and a little to the right. Why do I do this? Because I need to give myself something to aim for. Now I'm going to do an S curve. Are you ready? This is going to be a reverse S. It's going to be smaller curve at the top, larger curve at the bottom, and it's going to be pretty shallow, all right? So here's what I mean. When I say shallow, I mean this is not a shallow S. This is more of a shallow S. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. Watch this. Curve, out, and in. See that? Do it again for you. Curve, out, and in. Whoop. It's about the same. Anyway, you get the idea. Smaller at the top, bigger at the bottom. Okay. Now we're just going to connect these two lines. And say, all right, curve right to there. And by the way, look, you can always erase these if you want, if they're getting in the way, but they're good for a little mark. If you're drawing pencil, draw really lightly, you know what I mean? Ballpoint pen, you can do the same thing. Doesn't matter. Also, they can just stay on the page. Who cares? Forget about it. All right, now I'm going to do another straight line. All right, now watch. This line is going to come down at a diagonal, and it's going to stop about here, okay? So it's going to be a obtuse angle, right? Down and out. And I want to be level with about this area here. So I can make myself a little mark for a guide, right? And say, alrighty, aim for that, and then stop right about there. Now all I have to do is connect these two. So just travel on over and say, whoops, missed it, but don't worry about it. I can always redo it until I find my way, okay? Remember, when you're drawing a long straight line, it's good to break it up. You don't have to go, woo, all the way down. You could do this. You could say 1, pick up your pencil, wait for a moment, and then find yourself back in the middle of that line, reposition your hand, and complete it. Nobody's going to fault you for that, okay? All right, now what do you think we are drawing? Should be, pretty obvious at this point what we've got going on here, right? Clever says it's an elephant with a breadstick. That's a pretty darn good guess, and I wasn't thinking anybody was actually going to get it, but you got it, Clever. No, actually it's not that, but that's pretty cool. Alrighty, now we are going to draw 2 lines, and we're going to start with one that is directly beneath this line. See this line right here? I'm going to come all the way to the bottom and just going to go whoop like that. And next to it, we'll give it a little space. I'm going to come down and go a little farther down like that. Alrighty? How are we doing there? Okay, now come over to this side, and I want you to see something. I'm going to come straight out this way, following along the same line here, right? And then I'm going to curve and connect. See that? Curve and connect, like that. And now I'm going to look at this line here, this one, this diagonal, and pretend it goes through and go straight, curve, and connect. Aha. And now here I'm just going to go curve, connect. 1, 2, and 3. Easy peasy. Now, right here above this leg, I'm going to travel back to the right a little bit and cut a diagonal up to about there. Alrighty. Now here comes some nice curves. Watch this. Curve it up, pause, curve it up, and pause. Okay, now some more. Curve, curve. And now some longer straight lines. See this? I'm just going to do this. What do you suppose we are drawing? I think by now everyone's figured it out. Alrighty. So, start from here. and I want you to do a slight diagonal, and then here, straight out. See that? And then I'm going to connect from here to a little mark I'm going to make there, and from here to a little mark I'm going to make there. Watch this. Straight out that way, straight out that way. Okay, and now just a little wobble. Okay. Ah, yes, it's a seagull. Now here's the fun part, the mouth. Okay, I want you to start about here. See that? And you're going to come in this way and finish at this point. So we come in and we finish there. Okay? They've got those funny sort of downturned mouths. And I'm going to give him these shifty eyes. Watch. Oval. Not a circle. Oval. And look behind him that way. All right? Saying, who's after me? And just for personality, I love this. Look at this. Just do a little C curve and a little C curve like that. And there you have a seagull. Isn't that fun? Okay, now we got to put our seagull on something, right? So choices. You have anything you could do here. You can put him on a little dock, right? I'm going to put him on a rock. How about that? So we're going to start about here, come down like that, and give it a little bump like that. Now on this side, I'm going to come right through and just come straight on down like that. Why did I do that? Well, it's good to add some variation to the sides of an object, left side, right side. Asymmetrical balance, keeps things interesting. Then I'm going to come over and across like this. Okay, so now we've got some overlap going on, another good trick. And texture, watch, 1, 2, little circle, little dot, a few dots here. What am I doing? I'm just adding a little texture to this rock, right? A few dots and circles here and there. Because, you know, the surface of a rock at the beach is not going to be perfectly round and smooth, you know, or at least not if you want to make it look kind of interesting, right? And then look, I could do this. Say, okay, here we go. A little bit of water in the background there. Carry it through this way. Isn't that fun? A few little marks like so. What do you know? You've got yourself a little scene right there. Slide this over to the right here. And it's time for Who Made That? So in Who Made That, I like to share with you some of my favorite artists, talk about them, show a little piece of work, and you guess who it is, okay? So we'll hide our seagull friend here for a moment. And this is my clue for you. I want you to take a look at this and tell me who made that? Any guesses? Any ideas? Just take a look and yeah, put your guesses in the chat and I'll see if anybody's on to something here. I like that, Elizabeth Mock. Yes. Mine. I love that scene in Finding Nemo. Those seagulls were probably my favorite characters, to be honest. Oh, we have some more people who've joined in. Cool. RB, how you doing? And Valdair, nice to see you as well. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mia, hello. Beach ball. Nope. Oh, look at that. Kathleen nails it. Not surprised. Fellow Illustrator pal. Knew right away who we were talking about. It is, in fact, Gustav Klimt. Great. Why don't we take a look at this? So, what are we looking at here? All right, check it out, folks. We are admiring the work of Gustav Klimt. This is the Tree of Life, or actually known as the Stocklet frieze. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Took a while to make this one. It was a large set of panels that were painted on a wall, or for a wall rather, hung on the wall. And the reason I wanted to show you this one, besides just the beautiful decorative nature of it and the way that Klimt worked as a painter, with these patterns and these shapes that were so unique to his way of working, is because this is one of those illustrations or paintings that people love to discuss and take their own interpretation, interpret their own view of what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time speaking English. Maybe I should try French. But what do you see when you look at this? Some people say, oh, it's heaven and earth and the underworld. Well, sure, that could be it, right? Others say, well, no, it's about masculinity and femininity. Well, perhaps it's that too. Some people say it's simply about life and death. And I'll show you a little something neato here if I zoom in. There is this black bird right here, just off the center of this piece. And the blackbird has been used, crows and whatnot, but just blackbirds in general have been used as a symbol of death in paintings for many, many years. So could be onto something there. My question to you is, what do you think this painting's about? What do you get out of it? I mean, we also have this solitary figure here on the left, looking at this embracing couple on the right. Could there be a story there? Could be about jealousy. What is it about? Why the tree? What are these objects meant to represent in the tree? They're just patterns, but maybe there's more to it than that. Gosh, I don't know, folks. You'd have to ask Klimt. Maybe Klimt didn't know either. Maybe he just wanted to paint something cool. I don't know. But isn't it fun to try and interpret these things and get your own takeaway from art? That's a really fun thing to do. Or at least I think so. So there you go. Anyway, lovely piece. Check out Klimt's work. So many wonderful, beautiful pieces of art. Wonderful pencil drawings, too, if you haven't seen them. Boy, he could really draw with a pencil, I tell you what. So if you haven't seen his drawings, figure drawings, they're exquisite. Alrighty, so that was Who Made That? Thanks for checking that out. It is now time for the Animal and Activity game. Now, the Animal and Activity game is, of course, where you will suggest to me, like I said earlier, an animal doing something. Alrighty, now we've done plenty of these in the past. We've had animals riding bikes and skateboards and surfing and jumping and doing all kinds of weird things and hula hooping. And you know what? Whatever you want to do, I'll try and make it happen. I am a little limited in terms of the number of animals I can draw. I know that I've drawn a good dozen or more on this show, and I've done my best. Occasionally I get stumped with an animal. Somebody wanted a lemur one time, I think. I just didn't know how to draw a lemur. I remember there's some other strange ones that I hadn't heard of. But I will do my best. That's why we need some suggestions in the chat. So I'll see what you got, and it's game time, folks, okay? The challenge is on. Can I make a drawing for you in 9 minutes or less that is going to be decent? That's the question. If not, I guess it's time for me to retire. All right. We have an octopus playing chess. A competitive octopus. A chestopus. Okay. Very nice. What else do we have here? Oh, I've only got one suggestion so far, folks. Oh, a mouse floating in the air, Mary Poppins style. So a mouse coming down with an umbrella, a brolly. That sounds like a neat one, too. I haven't drawn a mouse. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think I've ever drawn a mouse on this show. Is that possible? How can I not have drawn a mouse? I know I drew a hamster once. A porcupine playing flag football. That's an interesting one. I like that. It's pretty funny. I'm trying to picture a porcupine's face. Are they similar to hedgehogs? Not really. I think they're more of their head is exposed when compared with a hedgehog. Hope I'm getting that right. Well, so far we've got an octopus playing chess. We have a mouse floating in the air, Mary Poppins style. We have a swan ballet dancing. Human lake. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's clever. I like that. We did just do a ballet dancer last week or the week before, so I'm going to skip that one for now, but I like it. Fireflies flying south for the winter. Ha ha. Ah, is that because I made a firefly joke at the beginning, Kathleen? That's fun. Alrighty, well, time is of the essence. I've got about 6 minutes here, so I've got to make a decision. I'm looking, and I think... Clever says do the mouse. Yeah, okay. Mouse floating down, Mary Poppins style. Sure, why not? Why don't we give it a shot? Light blue is the color for sketching. See this? Okay. That is going to be my underdrawing, and I'm going to get right to it. So here comes that mouse. And I'm going to have it floating on down this way. And we're going to have... Oh yeah, I remember Mary Poppins had one arm up with the umbrella, and the other one was carrying like her little suitcase or something, right? Isn't that how it was? Yeah, something like that. Okay. Down we go, and there's that other arm holding that suitcase. It's going to be out that way. Do a little refinement on that head. I think those ears don't need to be quite that big. There. Oh, umbrella. Actually, let's get the angle of that different. We'll do this way. We're gonna see inside of it, I think, sort of like that. So there's my oval. I know that's gonna come through and out the back. I'm not gonna see the top of that because it's gonna be through there. So we're gonna have that come around. Trying to figure out these shapes, gang. It's kind of tricky. Not the kind of thing I draw all the time. There's the center of that. So we come around, and up and over, and up and over. There we go. That should work. I'm gonna cut in there, and a cut there, and a cut. And see if I can take it to a finish there. All right, maybe a little angle like that, huh? How's that look? Put some clouds there so we know she's up in the sky, right? Cool, cool. And all right, works for me. Hope that works for you all. Woo-hoo, there we go. Get some more shapes there worked out a little bit tighter. Actually, I want this foot to be here. That just feels better to me. Okay, what do you think? Good sketch, shall we? Okay, we'll knock it back just a bit. Come on top, and we grab our darker color. Like so. And away we go. We go 1 and a 2. And up, and a 1, and a 2, and over. Okay. Gonna interrupt that head there. Put a little frill on that collar. I think that just looks cooler. I like that better. And then we'll do that for the dress. Yeah, I'm glad Kathleen's here. If you guys want to see some cool fashion stuff, fashion illustrations, sometimes Kathleen does these really neato mosquito drawings of people wearing cool stuff, or like, it's more sort of conceptual, I guess. It's hard to, just neat drawings of clothing and stuff. What else can I say? I mean, it's fashion-y stuff, right? Fashion-y kind of illustration. Yeah, Kathleen, don't hire me as your agent. I mean, I'm doing my best to try and sell your drawings. Listen, folks, they're cool. Just take my word for it. Go check them out. Somebody pop a link to Kathleen's drawings in the chat. Woo-hoo. All right, and then here comes that cute little mouse nose. Whoop. Big dress. Look at that. Isn't that fun? And out and over and down and up and over and down. And there's a little shoe right there. And I think that pretty much does it, gang. What do you say? Did we get it? Boop, boop, boop. Clouds in the sky. Hey, okie dokie, hide the sketch. Ta-da! Oh yeah, good times. Well, how about that, folks? Thank you again for hanging out with me. I hope you had a great time. Always, it's a pleasure for me to do these drawings with you. It really is, and I get challenged, you know, to try and make something happen in a short amount of time, you know. And that's good for my abilities and my skills. I gotta keep them sharp. Anyway, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, please be kind. I'll see you next time. That'll be next Wednesday, same time. Everybody, be good.